Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Worldology, and I'm going to talk to y'all about the 4 important Battlefield leaks coming to the next Battlefield that we know about. So I know everybody excited about what's going on, and I'm telling y'all, this is going to be a different Battlefield if we just keep, you know, pushing the community into telling them what they need to fix instead of what we want them to fix. I mean, yeah, we all want them to, do it, but our wants is actually our needs. I'm talking about to the people who want something that's not really related to the game, and doesn't really serve any purpose and harms the game, like removing movement, right? So, the first important topic in the next battlefield, right, that we know about the leaks is I know y'all seen that big list of numbers, right? 52 guns is coming into the next battlefield, right? 52. You're like, how 52? See, I don't know. The base game in 2042 had about, I think, 19 guns at launch, and the final product is 26 guns, I think. It's in the 20s. So, and there was a total of 9 maps in base 2042 as of right now. So, so adding that up, 26, 9, you know, 20, 25. I'm sleepy. Don't talk about my math. But look, 52 compared you know, to whatever I just said, that's about 2 times more, about 1.9 times more than what we have in the next battlefield with only weapons. We didn't even see premium into the game yet. We didn't hear nothing about premium and what they could add into premium. We don't know how many maps are even in the base game because they have to add maps into the base game and then add different maps with the premium. Y'all know, right? Like subscription base, they add maps. About 4 or 5 maps. I hope so. In the future, remastered maps or not. We need all the content we can get. This is going to be the one of the best battlefields, I guess, where I have optimism for. Excuse me. So, 52 guns already in a base form. What can we say about that? I know it's like 52 guns. How are we going to use 52 guns and actually like sort which is which from spread, from bloom, both the same thing, from, gameplay style, gameplay wise, you know, getting as many kills as you want on certain weapons or whatnot. How do we balance 52 weapons? So, my opinion is that 52 weapons is actually very generous. That's my opinion. We don't even have majority of the weapons that's in, you know, the previous Battlefield games. Yes, we do have the main, you know, BF4 and BF3 map guns that we have, you know, in those games, right? And they're in the next Battlefield, as y'all see on the picture. I can't really show it up because I don't know if I can, and I don't want to right now. So having those many weapons, and if we actually add all weapons from modern style video games, this game in the background, Hardline, of course, BF4, BF, BF3, and what else is a modern? I'm not including 2042. So I'm gonna just say those three. Bad Company, they add guns from Bad Company as well. So it can possibly be like 100 guns if they could, you know? And I think that would be very unique to add. It would probably be like a whole sandbox. They want to do the portal anyway. They want to do BR, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. They want to do BR. So why not have all the guns we can have from previous battlefields, by having a premium be the best that it can be? Times better than, the BF4 premium, BFR line, and BF3's premium, and BF1's premium. I don't know if BF5 had premium. I don't think so. But all those 4BF4s, I mean, battlefields, times all those premiums into the next battlefield. That's what I advocate for. Might be too much. It might be too much content. But is there such thing as too much content? You know, if it come back to a game and you find something new every single time you play it, that's a good thing, right? I think so. So the next important thing is the BR. And talking about the maps, right? The BR is something that needs to be good for the game. That's all I'm gonna say. Warzone is in a hectic spot right now. It's a lot of things going on into that to the COD community, and about how they play their game, about the hackers and people ruining the game for their own community and on the COD Warzone aspect of the game, and making the multiplayer dead because people want to only go on a multiplayer to grind for guns to go into the war zone and all that stuff, right? It's just hectic. So one thing for sure is, I said this before, I don't know if we know how big the BR will be and how many maps that can be made from the BR, right? That's why I'm saying it could be way more maps that can be in a base form, or it could possibly be premium maps that's in the BR, right? The battle royale, and implement it into the game. Who knows? If they both release at the same time, we can actually expect to have some type of maps from that BR implemented into the base game, into the base game where everyone will be at. I think the BR was a good addition. It's just showing how many maps and how many atmosphere, you know, not atmosphere, but how many maps and designs that they can put into the new base form, the base game of the next battlefield. If they show us it looked like from the screenshots, right? It looked like it was a big wide map with different types of, remastered spots and all that, right? Who knows? We could have possibly, I'm not going to go too above, the I'm not gonna say 20 maps, but I'll say about 12 or 13 maps in a base game. And I think we can probably get to 30 to 35 maps in the final game, in the final, when all premium is, unlocked. Because when we look back at the timeline, they released about 4 to 5 premiums, 4 to 5 premiums on every season, or every time it dropped. So we only got 4 or 5 seasons of premium that had about 4 maps and 2 or 3 different weapons, maybe even more weapons. I'm not really, I'm too happy to even look back at it, what I'm talking about right now. But the battlefield, the battle royale, we needed to win, right? The reason why we needed to win is because, look, this is the first time Battlefield ever did a BR. Not necessarily the first time, but it's practically the first time because nobody played Firestorm in BF5. I played it a few times, did not like it. I will say that because it wasn't in the style that it should have been. They are going back to the modern form. We're going back to the modern form in Battlefield. So I think it's a good time to put that in the sense of Battlefield. They can basically make BR their own system of ground. They can put Portal in the new Battle Royale. They can do anything they want into the Battle Royale. And I think that with that big map, they should just, you know, take bits and pieces of the BR map and put it into the base game to have more content. Y'all dice are just creating more content for the game. You are doing a good job. That's my point. You are doing a good job. So the thing is, even though I'm saying all of that, it doesn't really mean anything unless we have good gameplay, right? So I talked about that in the previous, so I'm just gonna keep it short. The gameplay needs to be looked after at all times. We're on a new stage of Battlefield, and We do not want to repeat history of bad. We do not want to repeat bad history because, do I need to say BF1 and BF5 again? BF5, it still has, smooth movement, but it has smoother movement. But don't let me get started on BF1. Don't. All right, so the next important leak, right? And what I tell y'all, I'm happy about it. So the new designs of the characters. We have military skins, yo. We have actual military looking skins. We're back at it, man. You got the NATO, the Russian, the US, US states, whatever factions they have. I need to look it up. I'll get to it. You know, you're like you better research your stuff. All right, I'll get to it. I just peep at it, then I go up there. Yeah, but look, the 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 the, the uniforms, the units, man, they are very good. They're very good. Like, I know y'all seen it. I said it too. I said, look, we do not need 2042 maps. And I honestly get very tired of seeing the same specialists. Like, why are there two different McKays on two separate teams? Why is there two of, that dumbass scatter grenade chick, on the same team as me, and they're on their opponent's team, and I hate my teammates because the other team scatter grenades me with that same character, and I look at that character like it's ugly and stuff like that. So no, I don't want specialists in the game, and we have not have it in the game. Do not have it in the game. I say have not have. We do not have it in the game. Look, I'm glad y'all did that, Dice. Y'all are making the designs much cleaner. The factions looking much cleaner. And just when y'all want to, I know y'all are going to add microtransactions. But for the microtransactions, make it clean. Make it customizable, like customize parts of, your units, man. Part of your hardware. Your hat, your helmet. Yeah, your hat. You can have a hat as well. Your helmet, your vest, anything. But just don't override it. You know? I don't want, again, no Santa Claus skins. No dang none of that. I don't want none of that. Just keep it simple. Like how many, stuff have we watched, movies and shows and stuff have we watched that had, good skins, and even in Hardline in the background. Yes, cops and robbers, but still you can customize your own fit until you like it. Hey, some people really do have some good skins on here. And shout out to the people that is still keeping Hardline alive on the server that I'm playing on right now. Y'all are doing a good thing. So, aside from that, they made the units better for the game. They made it better. They don't look like cheap uniforms, cheap outfits for the, for the faction that they're in. They look good. They look clean. They look crispy. So keep at it. And when y'all do add microtransactions, again, you can't really have no, goofy stuff. The game can be colorful, but the content that's implemented into the game cannot be goofy. You know, like Hardline is colorful, but it doesn't really have a goofy, aftertone. Yeah, the cops and robbers is a goofy aftertone. But if we had military outfits, then oh, what happened to the goofiness? Huh? We're all military. So that is the other leak that I want to talk to y'all about, Battlefield 6. So my next leak, and I'm just gonna close out after this leak. This is the final leak that I'm gonna say before we head out. I'm gonna head out. All right. So the campaign. I know y'all seen the video of the campaign. The damn video. It's a nice little battlefield. Don't play it. I don't play campaign, but I have seen some scenes of Battlefield campaign, and I have played a little bit of the campaign. I have, trust me. But look, the campaign looks very good. And some people talking about oh, well, how does it look good? This looks so ugly, and then they don't know that the game's in alpha. Like it's supposed to look good for, how it's in stage right now. The game's not even close to being done. Probably will only be probably will be released in, next year, early next year. But we're all advocating for, this year anyway. The campaign, yes, they said it was going to be like that one movie, the Civil War. Is that the movie? I guess so. Civil War. I'm gonna go with Civil War. They said it was going to be like that movie. It was going to be one of those, controversial, controversial type, video game campaigns. So, hey, if the campaign's good, then the campaign's good. Y'all campaign players, you know, shout out to the campaign players. Y'all do your thing. I'll probably get on there as well. So, hey, do y'all's thing and see how y'all like the campaign. From the looks on the leaks, it does look very good. Even though it's in like potato 8-bit, you know, 280 resolution, 420, 420p, whatever. It still looks good on how it is right now. The texture's not even in implemented into the game, into the trailer and the game on that campaign as of yet. So I'm gonna say this too. If we had that leak and the textures aren't even in the campaign yet, that means that DICE is already focusing on multiplayer. Multiplayer is the main focus because we already need multiplayer. So advocate for multiplayer and make it better than what it already is on the 2042's engine so we can make, the next Battlefield to our liking in, for the next past, 6 years, 10 years, whenever the next Battlefield after this Battlefield that's about to come out, that should be good. And I am optimistic that it will be good for this year, this upcoming year, and next year. So that's my take. The campaign is going to be, good. 2042 did not have a campaign, of course. So 2042 doesn't really count in being a finished game. I think every game needs a little campaign, something to, keep a story in check. Some people like lore. I like lore. It's a lot of things that people like, and it can be overwhelming, especially for game designers that need to keep pushing and pushing content out for the people who are steady pushing, the ideas out. So that's my thing for campaign. The campaign looks solid. It looks nice at what it's doing right now. And I don't know if it will be a quick time event. Y'all see how you point out the gun in the front? I don't think you shoot it though. You just wait for the vehicles to come by. Whatever. Can't talk about it too much. Oh no. But look. Just be optimistic about the next Battlefield. If we keep giving it unnecessary hate just because, you know, we received a game that was on a new engine and we wanted it to come out so fast that it never really had time to be developed. I heard it was 10 months that the 2042 wasn't even developed yet. So we need to wait and see how Battlefield is. So, this final point of the video, we also got confirmation that the one of the ex-developers, one of the developers in EA Dice, they said, something is coming soon about the next Battlefield. It's in this month. We already know that. So just stay with the prayers, man. Stay prayed up and be like, oh, stay prayed up in everywhere anyway. Prayed up everywhere. Not just Battlefield. Pray up everywhere. you know. But look, this next Battlefield is going to be very good and a very awaited time. Battlefield, they y'all already touched and put Call of Duty to the surface. Call of Duty did not do nothing since 2019. They didn't. So come on, Battlefield. Come on, Dice, y'all. Y'all are on the road right now. You are on the road. So yeah. That's all I want to talk about in this video. And actually I want to say one more thing. So it's gonna be quick. The new Battlefield, went, you remember when I was saying pre-alpha, alpha, beta, and then the full game release? It went into alpha. So now that is in alpha. We're getting closer to a full beta. Hey, I don't know though. I'm not working at DICE. So I don't know if my thoughts is correct or not. Even if I got something right, it doesn't mean I'm not, right at all times. Look, when we get this reveal, it can possibly be open beta. We can probably get an open beta. I think that the end of this month will be an open beta, and then we will get the game early next year. That's just my thing. They need to play it safe anyway, so it will actually be good to have like a beta at the end of you know at the end of this year, and then wait until like see what our everybody's thoughts is and give our feedback to DICE so they can make their last adjustments into the game, because it will also be finished anyway, practically finished because it's in beta. So yeah, like I'm gonna say that. Yeah, just remember we're in alpha. Game's not close to being finished. We still need a beta yet. I mean, we still haven't had a beta yet, right? But if y'all want to have an unfinished game and ruin, the business, right? Then release the alpha point blank. I mean, I know people who played, you know, the labs. I don't know if you can say you played the labs. I might get caught up. Uh-oh. But anyways, look, though, just the reveal's coming soon. We just gotta have hope. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say for this video. I hope y'all like, share, and subscribe. And I'm out. See ya. And be optimistic for Battlefield.